Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today I am talking specifically about scripting and how to script in order to bring your desires into reality. So stick around. My name is Hedley Derenzie and I am a qualified life coach and author. I am also super passionate about the amazing teachings of the law of assumption as originally taught by the great American mystic Neville. It is the stories we tell that create our life. So if you want to change any part of your life, you have to start by changing the story. And if you want to create the most amazing life, then you need to know how to tell the most amazing stories. And that is why I am here. Since rediscovering these teachings, I'm telling myself much better stories, and I want to help you to do the same. If you would like help with this, then I am available for one-to-one coaching, and I also have a free 21-day Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course that you can instantly access. Or if you just want to stay connected, I am on Instagram. And when I say I'm on Instagram, I'm on there, but my God, I don't really do much on there. But anyway, it's a nice way to connect. So all of those details are below. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so today's topic is on scripting. And once again, I have been going through your comments and I love reading all of your comments. Thank you so much. So thank you, Deborah McLaughlin. Thank you very much for your comment. I'll just read it out. Enjoyed this video. Would love to hear your take on scripting. How do you script? Do you script the same things every day? This is something I'm pretty confused about. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Thank you kindly. Yeah, great question. Okay, so do I script? Absolutely. In fact, that's one of the great things I love about these teachings is that it really connects to the writer in me. So I've been writing for many, many years, as most of you know, and I've written a number of books, and I've shared in another video, which I'll link there, where there was a time where I was writing these stories, or I was writing these books, and I didn't realize the power of what I was doing, where I was bringing the stories that I was writing about into my reality again, just with different different characters. And this was happening so much. In fact, there was one book that I wrote where it was happening with every chapter. And because I was writing about my past, then the people from my past would show up within 24, 48 hours of me writing about this in this book, to the point where I got so freaked out. This is years ago, so I was a little way off understanding what was happening. But I was so freaked out, I stopped writing and I shelved the book because I was writing about my past, and I was like, I don't want to be repeating my past. And if that's what I'm doing, then I need to stop writing. And it was very confusing because I was a writer and I have always felt more comfortable writing about the experiences that I've had, because I think maybe because an English teacher once said, write what you know, and there was nothing I knew more than my own experience in reality. So I was writing a lot about that, but I was writing about past experiences, not realizing that by doing that, I was bringing them into my reality. And this was happening for a long time in my life. And I look back now on the books that I've written, and I will write another book at some point, but it's going to be a very different book to any book I've ever written before, because it's going to be based on these teachings and based on imagination and writing into being what it is that you want to experience in your reality. Or for me, it's what I want to experience in my reality. So yes, I do script, and scripting it's a wonderful technique. You don't have to be a good writer to script, and in fact, there's absolutely no prerequisite for writing, for scripting. It's all about you, and no one else is going to read it. The reason that you script is the reason why you do any of these techniques, where it's all about placing yourself in the wish fulfilled. So placing yourself at the end of already having what it is that you want to experience. So keep in mind the principles of the law of assumption, meaning the state of consciousness that you assume is true is what has to show up in your reality. So you cannot create wealth from a state of consciousness of poverty. If you want to create wealth in your life, then you have to create the state of wealth in consciousness. And that's where these techniques come into play. And you can use any technique. It does not matter how you get to that state of consciousness. That is entirely up to you. What's important is that you get to that state of consciousness of already being wealthy, of already having the money that you want and need, of already being in that state of abundance and prosperity. So how do you get there? Well, there's a number of different ways, and scripting is one of them, where you write yourself into a scene which implies that you already have that wealth or whatever it is that you want to experience. So for me, because I'm working with intimate relationships, and that is where I do a lot of my work because that's where I've had the most shitty stories in the past, in the old version, which I have revised. So what I do is I write myself into scenes with my partner. So I'm not imagining myself like meeting somebody, I'm with that person. I am in the scene, and what I will do is I will write out what I see. And I remember when I was writing my book Right Way Home a number of years ago, I was down at a cafe and I bumped into this screenwriter, and I don't know if he was telling the truth or not, but I just decided to believe him because it was a great story he was telling. But he was there at the cafe writing a screenplay, and we got chatting, and he was telling me how he had been at a talk by James Cameron, who wrote and directed Titanic and Avatar and a number of other amazing movies. He's one of the best movie makers of all time. And in this talk, James Cameron had said, to make a great movie, you have to write what you see. It's not about the number of words, it's about the quality of what you're writing. So the quality of the visions that you're putting on the page. So all you do is you have something in your imagination, and then you write it down on the page, and you write it as you see it. So it's if you're trying to tell that person what you're seeing, you're writing it down. So you're describing everything that you're seeing in your imagination. And that's essentially what scripting is you're writing down what you would see if you were to have what it is that you want. So how would the story play out? And you want to make it emotional. You want to connect to it with feeling, because that is what is going to anchor you into that state of consciousness. It's not the facts that get you there, it's the emotions that get you there. And that is what all, the business leaders of today who go talking around the world raising money for their new startup idea, they know the power of story. They know that what is going to get them the funds that they need to set up their company, the millions of dollars, is to create storytelling and stories that have emotional hooks that get those investors in using their emotions. And that is the same for you and your imagination. If you want to hook your reality into giving you what it is that you want, then you have to make it emotional. You have to give it vibrancy and vividness, which you do through your spiritual sensations, so your senses. So you want to do that in your imagination. So paint the picture of what it would be like to already have what it is that you desire, of already having what it is that you want. Imagine that into being, and then script it out, like write it out, write the dialogue, write the conversations that you're having with friends. Oh my God, I can't believe that you are now with this most amazing person. Wow, this house is amazing. Like, take me on a tour, show me around the house. Like, you script it all out as if you are a screenwriter. And that's one of the roles that Neville talks about, that we play the 4 mighty roles. I'll link that video as well. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. When you script, you're literally writing. It's like you're writing a movie script. You're writing your reality into being. And if there's something in your reality you don't like, you can literally delete that scene, like delete that from your reality. That's no longer needed. You want to write it like a narrative. So make it into a story where you're telling your friend, or you're describing, like imagine that you're writing in your diary after you've experienced this incredible event. Like, dear diary, oh my God, I had the most amazing day today. You'll never believe what happened. It was incredible. I was walking along the street and then da 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 da, like whatever it is, whatever you want to experience, imagine it into being through your storytelling and through the page. So write it on the page. And the way I do it for myself is before I go to bed, and I don't do this every night, I do this a lot of nights though, and I'll do it if it's something really big and important that I just want to get clear on, is I will write the scene out as a narrative. So I'll write the scene and I'll write the dialogue, and I'll get it right. And then once I've got it on the page, I'll put the pad away, I go into meditation, I close my eyes, and I then play that scene out in my mind. And so that's how I use scripting. Now, you might use it differently, or you might find a different way. But keep in mind, it's not the technique that's important. It's the state of consciousness that gets you there. The techniques are kind of the bridge to the state of consciousness. The state of consciousness is what's most important. It doesn't matter how you get there, just as long as you get there. And that state of consciousness is knowing that you already have what it is that you want to experience, and you're in the experience as if it is happening in real time. And it is happening in real time. It is your imagination, and your imagination is what's real, and reality is just reflecting that back. So all of this work is done in your imagination. So if scripting calls to you, it's a super powerful technique. advise or suggest that you give it a go. Just test all of this stuff out and work with it. You do not have to be a good writer, and no one else is going to read this. Keep in mind, this is only so that you can get to that state of consciousness of knowing and believing that you already have what it is that you want to experience. So I hope that has helped, and if you have any more questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. So please remember, you are the creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you and assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have the most amazing life. This is my wish for you. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this useful, please feel free to share with family and friends. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I'd love to have you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.